Let's do it. Let's not make them wait any longer.
Burlesque is all about making them wait.
Okay.
All right.
It's all about the teas.
Are we live? All right.
Hello, universe. Welcome to Off the Rails with Tom and Mark, the best comedy podcast in America. This is gonna be Off the Rails.
Welcome back, universe, to Off the Rails with Tom and Mark, episode 98, our first ever 98th episode.
Coming to you live from Coldwell Banker Wholesale Realty Studio here in beautiful Grafton, Wisconsin.
And we are joined today by the lovely Elle Mae. Elle Mae, or Elle?
All
And
of the above.
You have been teaching, producing, and performing in burlesque for over 5 years, but in show business for the past 20 years?
Yes.
Excellent. We are going to get into that today, but first,
And now, a word from our
let's
sponsor.
make them wait for it.
Hi, I'm Jenny Shulka, Director of Human Resources at a family-owned and international company, Coldwell Banker Wholesale Realty. With 3 offices in southeastern Wisconsin and some of the top agents in the industry, we are here to serve you in all of your real estate needs, whether you are buying or selling. If you are interested in a career in real estate, we offer an in-depth training program to make you successful. Call us at 414-443-2030 or email roy@cbhsr.com.
Thank you very much, Jenny.
Any updates on your real estate adventure?
We're moving some money around. Don't ask me about my business.
Tom and Molly are looking into buying a house.
Yeah,
So they were looking at a house around the corner for me.
we got the house
I had to
picked
shut
out.
that down.
Yeah. Polish people don't like living next to German people.
We get nervous.
Doesn't work out well for them a lot of the times, but
I could have kicked a football into your yard, though.
Yes.
no.
I know, well,
Molly kicking
Anyone
a football.
other than me could have
one
kicked-
could kick a football.
Yes.
I would love to see you do that.
Shut up.
I don't think I could kick a football from my yard to that house. It's like 6 houses away.
That's fine.
Yeah.
What a good wind you got it. All right, we're here with Elle Mae. She's got a resume longer than Molly pulling the trigger on a purse this weekend. We had to go purse shopping, so that was great.
Ooh.
This was a weird week. So this week we got New York dominatrix teaching classes on how to lure billionaires. And it isn't just being under 16. An emergency room
Ooh.
cucumber story. Brain chips that zap food thoughts out of your mind. A strange TV delivery man. You will be surprised how rarely people change their underwear. We learn what dogfishing is and British sex dolls. But first, as always, we got the hot seat. All right, Elle Mae, you ready for the hot seat?
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
You're ready.
Random questions.
Okay, I'm ready.
How would you describe what you do to a 5-year-old?
I would say, well, I teach adult dance classes for moms and dads.
Okay.
There we go.
If you were arrested and didn't give an explanation, what would your friends and family assume you did? For Molly, it would be she killed me. They would just... Everybody thought...
She finally did it.
Fine.
Finally did it.
What would they...
All they know is you're arrested, and they went, up, she probably...
She was probably naked again. Punched somebody.
Public nudity.
All right, that goes to the we're going this way side of questions.
We have Mohammed Rashid saying hi.
Hello, Mohammed.
Hello, Mohammed.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how strict were your parents?
10 being the worst,
The strictest?
the strictest?
Sure.
And then 1 being not as strict?
1 being just a free hippie.
Oh, I'd say they're probably nice in the middle of the road.
Number 5?
Yeah, we'll
I
give them
would
a
say
5.
4. Are you an only child? I was number 3, so my parents were pretty much whatever.
I was
But-
number 1 out of
Oh,
4.
okay.
Yeah.
So you probably were. They probably loosened up over the years, huh?
Right, I suppose following
Yeah.
all the crap that I put my kids through. Or
That's a double-edged
parents
sword
through.
because
So
all the tricks they know then, they're battle-hardened. You can't run anything by them. Like, I'm going to sleep over at my friend's house, and he's going to sleep over at my house.
Your mom knows enough to call.
Yeah, now they know enough to call. Thanks, my brother and sister ruined it for me.
yeah.
Are you a pumpkin spice girl?
Well, you got to get with my friends.
Awesome. All
coming
right.
up on pumpkin spice season.
I know Molly's already
I like
Getting
pumpkin
ready
spice
for it.
cookies more than the shakes.
okay. If you only had to eat 3 foods for the rest of your life, what would they be?
Pizza, nachos, and
And
beer.
pizza again. Pizza, pizza, nachos, and beer. What's the closest thing to real magic? I've always been fascinated by record players. You can just scratch plastic and
Oh,
the
so you're going
Beatles
for
come out.
The Isaac Asimov technology that's incomprehensible.
Yeah.
Oh, well, glitter.
Glitter? All
Yeah.
How
right.
do you make glitter?
Magically, it just comes out of my pores. Wait till I stand up later.
The chairs can be just covered in it.
Glitter everywhere.
Mark, get the vacuum. Biggest screw up in the kitchen.
Loading the dishwasher wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get bubbles everywhere?
No, it's just a screw up that everybody else does.
Inefficiencies.
Yeah.
I left the burner on with no flame, so it was just pumping gas into my house while we were gone for
that's
the
not
whole
good.
afternoon.
I burnt rice really bad once. Like,
Yeah.
there was probably this thick of just burnt rice caked to the bottom of the pan.
Passed out with a pizza in.
Oh, I guess one time I left the tea kettle on the stove, and it
Just
all the
evaporate.
water evaporated and the whole teapot melted all over the
Oh,
stove.
really?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
the-
it was
wow.
awful.
The bottom,
Yeah.
burns out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was-
I put
that
on a
was
pot of
terrible.
tea and went on vacation for a week.
Luckily, I was just in the backyard.
Yeah.
I was taking a bath one time and I decided
Just once.
that I wanted a chocolate milkshake.
How old were you?
16,
Last
17.
week.
16 or 17. And as I was standing at the blender with it running, butt naked, my sister came home. And I didn't hear her.
So you're just holding
Hey.
the blender bottle.
That was pretty much it. What are you doing? Making a chocolate milkshake, taking a bath. What are you
I'm
doing?
doing?
Living life. Get with it. All right. What's something your brain tries to make you do, but you have to will yourself not to do it?
I watch TV all day.
And you have to will yourself not to?
Yeah. I have my daughter, my 2-year-old that I'm with, and I put on the most boring things in the world that I find interesting. It drives her nuts.
Mhm.
She wants to watch Elle Mae,
You're
and I'm putting
mean.
on World War II documentaries.
Okay.
So, well, if she's going to watch TV, she's going to watch TV I want to watch.
Well, you want her to go to college.
That would
So,
be nice.
You know, get her started now.
She's got to learn about World War II when she's 2.
So things I have to will myself to do,
Not to do.
not to do, not to get up at 4:00 in the morning to work on burlesque show stuff. I
Okay.
have to will myself to go back to sleep.
To stay in bed?
Yeah.
I have to will Molly out of bed.
Yeah.
To drag her out every morning. It's a chore.
You guys out late a lot?
I'm not a morning
No.
person.
She just sleeps in.
Oh,
Crazy.
That's awesome.
What are you completely over and done with? I'm done wearing a wallet.
These are
I have a
hard
fanny
questions.
pack. I'm just done with it. I'm
Yeah.
I'm not having a wallet ever again. I love the fanny pack.
Hair.
You're done with it? Well, that wasn't much of a choice you had. Didn't matter.
I embraced it.
I guess we're done with
I got
hair.
the message. All right, we're done here.
I don't even know. What am
No?
I completely done with? Like never gonna do
Like
again?
on your fuck it list.
Oh, I'm never gonna go back to a data entry job.
There we
Okay.
go.
Yeah, ever.
Over and done with it.
Mhm.
You ever have any super ridiculous arguments? Molly and I, this came up because Molly and I always argue over hot pad versus pot holder. And it tears people apart.
It's a pot holder.
It breaks up marriages. It's a hot pad.
No. Not going
It's
there.
an oven mitt.
So what is the question? Things that
Dumb arguments. Anything you ever just have a stupid argument over, but you're locked into that position? I should give these beforehand.
That's a good
Well, that's why
question.
they're the hot seat.
I don't.
They're the hot seat. You're on the hot
I
seat.
don't
These are very specific hot seat questions.
Yeah,
They're getting harder to come up with. You run out
So
of hot,
many.
is a
You
hot
could
dog a
reuse a
sandwich
few
every
of 'em.
I should. They're all in the trash.
right ways to load out a show. My husband and I, we constantly argue about who's going to for loadout when we load out one of our shows.
Well, your husband's not on a podcast, so let's make
Like
it
who goes
official.
first?
What is the right way to load out a show?
Well, I know how to do it.
Okay.
Is it like full vaudeville, or is it just dancing? Or
Oh, we do like it's a mixture. Usually it's burlesque, cabaret. There's some singing. Sometimes there's comedy. Sometimes we'll have someone on there with
Got
fire
saucy puppets?
grinder. No, but we've been discussing it.
Okay.
This is Tom. This is Mark.
Grab my Hulk Hogan. Mark, where did they touch you? All right, let's do some announcements. We've been nominated for Best Comedy Podcast and Podcast of the Year by the Wisconsin Podcast Association. Did we get any yet?
All right.
All right, so please go to our page and vote for us. Those that are listening, pause, stop what you're doing, go and vote for us, share it. Share everything we got. It's free. It's the easiest way to help out. So the Wisconsin Podcast Festival, September 7th at the Italian Community Center. We'll be podcasting live. We're going to have the Paranormal Investigators of Milwaukee on for that show. We'll be there, 4 to 5 we're podcasting?
Yes.
Molly's going to do a breakout section.
I am. Tom volunteered me to talk.
I'm going to be doing a breakout
He knows
section.
how much I love talking.
So get your tickets now. I think tickets come with a Bloody Mary, so it's September 7th to the 8th.
No, I think that was just that one weekend.
You could probably...
Okay. Don't promise something that they're not going to get, though.
Unless you're buying
She had a special Bloody Mary
an
weekend.
early bird special.
Oh. All right. October 12th, Off the Rails with Tom and Mark presents Off the Rails Comedy Night, Crafts and Comedy at the Arts Mill, 8 to 10. We're going to have 3 comedians there, Dana Ehrman, Brendan O'Day, and the Teddy Bear of Comedy, James Irvin Berry. So lots of funny comedians.
Ron's watching, and he says, don't promise booze.
Don't promise booze. Well, you can have Ron's Bloody Mary. He already offered that. So get your tickets. We're going to have that up and going by next week. So half the tickets sold will be going to the NSAA to support the local arts.
Yep.
So, all right. Let's get on with some stories. You guys ready?
Sure.
Let's get some energy in
Been
here.
teasing that one this whole time.
Yeah. Women are taking dominatrix classes to lure powerful Manhattan billionaires.
Good for them. That's all I have to say.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you think about that there, Elle? Would you take a class to lure a billionaire, a dominatrix class?
Maybe when I was younger. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think that would have been great. I mean, I don't know if I would have taken a class, but yeah, it would probably be good. Be safe.
How many
sane,
billionaires
consensual.
are out there? Isn't that a limited supply? Like
You only need like one good client.
Yeah.
I suppose.
I was under the
Indeed.
impression that
I guess they could have
that
more than one girl,
The
too.
madams or whatever make crazy high money because they're super professional about it.
They
and
can.
it's top dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, isn't that why they say they don't make money off the porn videos? Porn actresses, they make money,
Like off live events and
well, with an escort service.
oh really?
That's where they make their money. They do the porn to get recognized, and then
Huh. I have not heard that.
Well, I think that a lot of people that do porn get paid a lot of money.
They do get paid, Tom.
And that doesn't necessarily mean that they do escort events,
Yeah.
but some do. Some are escorts as well.
I heard you don't get paid as much doing a porn film for a company, but when you do your own porn film and put it on Pornhub, you get the hits and the advertising money is.
I don't know how that works. So,
Yeah, that's a different universe.
Okay.
is that
Oh, what do
so?
we
Like, are you talking?
Sorry. I was just going to ask Ron to clarify. He says, just say you took a class and start punching Manhattan billionaires in the face. How is that going to help you?
Ron the Hammer per team.
Yep. They pay good money for that.
Oh yeah, and you know
I think
what's really great? If you have them come over, you can get your whole house cleaned. So they like crawl around on the floor and like will scrub your toilets. You just tell them what to do. This
Right.
isn't necessarily like a sex thing.
All right, what's in the budget, Mal?
Tom.
4 sessions cost $2,000. Molly, you're on it.
Wait, but
You have to take the class.
yeah, but I'm not cleaning.
I don't think
No,
Molly's-
no.
You
You
make
have-
the people.
You
Yeah.
have
clean
the
it.
billionaires clean your house.
Oh.
And they wear
Yeah.
like frilly panties while you're doing it, and
They-
you just stand there in vinyl and you just tell them what to do.
You
So I'm
crack
having
the
a
whip and
billionaire
boss them
clean my
around.
house for me.
Yeah,
It's not about sex.
All
It's
right.
about power.
it is.
And they want to be dominated.
I thought these women were going to the billionaires'
No.
houses. And
Possibly, and
Maybe.
making the men clean their own toilets.
Yeah. And you sit around, you put your feet up on their back,
Yeah.
and then they just sit
If
there
we
on
work
all
on your
fours.
German a little bit too, you know, that's a very strict language. Just start yelling orders in German and they
Tom's
can't
true.
understand
Tom's
you.
getting excited over here.
I'm getting chubbed up here.
I think someone's cleaning the toilet tonight.
Our new house is going to be spotless, babe. We'll get you in these classes. So it's all
Okay.
upper class women. Everyone from CEOs to private school moms are taking these classes.
Well, when
there's
you're
that.
the billionaire,
mean-
you're looking for someone who's going to be super discreet and all that kind of stuff too, because no one wants this out. That's why it's so titillating just to talk about.
There's lots of fun reasons to take a class like that. It can't just be for. Doesn't have to just be for that.
It's got to be
for
something.
dragging in a billionaire.
Yeah, it's got to be like something that you enjoy doing as the dominatrix, though, too. About doing something where you like being in control, you like being the boss. You
God
tell
damn
them
it,
what
I
to
gotta
do.
go kick this guy in the nuts for a half hour. This fucking job is suck.
Exactly.
Shit to do. Go pound on this guy's sack for 20 minutes.
And in the meantime, he'll be saying, "Oh, please, thank you." Thank
Mondays.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You know, am I right? TGIF. This guy, get out of here.
Yeah.
All right, we got a Bangkok woman whose doctor doesn't believe her that she falls over and a cucumber ended up inside of her.
Ooh.
Like she just
Inside
fell
where we're assuming
exactly
it is.
onto it.
Exactly where you think it is.
Okay.
you. She just fell into the cucumber.
Cucumbers don't stand up straight.
No, and you're usually concealed behind some fabric.
Yeah.
So unless she's walking around in a skirt with no panties on or something, and she's
Exactly.
got cucumbers up on skewers in the
Just
kitchen.
standing upright.
Don't feel bad, Bangkok lady. Molly's doctor doesn't believe her anyway.
He never believes me.
She doesn't.
Once a week.
1,000,000 to 1.
A million to one, doc. So we're back in.
I used to sell adult novelty items,
Yeah.
like for a job for a couple of years.
Marital aids.
Yeah, marital aids, romance enhancers.
Okay.
So I did that for 7 years. And one time, when I first got started, I would go do in-home parties, at people's
Like
houses,
Tupperware.
Right.
Mhm.
like Tupperware, right? I mean, it's all plastics and
Yeah.
rubbers. Yeah. So
It's various silicones.
anyway, so one time I went to one house and it was a party, and the entire group of women there were all nurses that worked
Ooh.
in like the similar sections of the same hospital.
Mhm.
And I was telling them about, well, you could use this, and this is like supposed to make things taste better, and these things are supposed to make things feel better. And they're over there, and they started telling me stories about what was taken out of what and where by who and what guy and all this stuff. And I was like horrified.
Really?
I was like, I think I'm traumatized listening to your guys' conversation. And they're all like sitting there, and they're all like, oh yeah, whatever.
Oh, I got that story beat.
see it all.
Yeah.
And this lady, Molly Westenberg, came in.
The
We got the
worst.
cucumber out.
Have you heard about the pumpkin?
Yeah. We were there for an electric toothbrush, so we just kept digging. So, yeah. Scientists invent a chip that zaps obese people's brains when they want to eat.
Wait, it's like an implant?
Implant into the brain to stop you
But
when
they
you have a
still need
craving.
to eat a little.
Yeah, they still do need to eat a little. I don't like where this is going.
No.
It's voluntary, I imagine.
This is voluntary,
this is like a
and
diet program.
you have to meet a certain obese quality. You have to be big enough to get into this program.
But then does it zap you every time that you eat?
No, I don't. I mean, I guess it's a mild shock when it detects a certain pattern. So they have to monitor your brain for a
Ooh.
while.
Ron says he once saw a picture of a woman with a bad side of a bowling pin inside of her.
Bad side.
Yeah, what's
You
the
wanna
bad?
take-
Probably the bigger side.
Well, yeah, you got to go with the slow end first, like gentlemen.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Ron.
Stay classy, universe.
But that might be smart because if you want to get it out, you got to have something to grab on.
There you go. That's the clinical mind right there.
There you go. Well, how are we going to get this out? I can't get a grip on the big end.
And now you're at the hospital with a whole bowling pin up there, and you can't get it out.
I just fell down the lane, Doc. 1,000,000 to 1.
Don't know how I got up there.
No clue.
Bet me I couldn't pick up the spare, and I proved him wrong. All right, so
When it comes to dieting and whatnot, I've said on the show, I'm not a big fan of like the fad diets that you and Molly are doing right now, the keto stuff. People just need to eat healthier and be more active.
but
I
what
think
if
it's
you
the
don't
key.
want to,
I don't think keto's a fad
and you want to
diet.
be skinny? Yeah, it's working.
Just as soon as you stop being on the diet, you're going to go back to whatever your body equilibrium was before. So why not find a system you can live with for
Medium
the rest of your life?
chunky, just like my salsa. that's my equilibrium. Every time I look at that salsa, Fuck you, man.
You're right, Ron. Ron says a doctor's definition of obese is pretty ridiculous. You could be 25 pounds overweight and they would consider you obese.
I fall under obese. I have to be like 155 to
And
just
you're,
get in
like,
my category.
Mostly muscle.
Yeah, you've had a lot of muscle mass. Don't they like pinch your belly and all that kind of stuff to check for the fat levels? They did that when I was in high school.
They
football.
don't do that.
You love handles.
They had a thing.
Hang on. Let me
And
give
they
it
were
a
like-
squeeze.
Yeah.
Tom was in PT school and
Yeah.
he had to learn how to do all of that.
Mhm.
And so for one of his labs, he had to do it on like a couple people and find their like BMI. So he did it to me. And it was like,
Turns out
I don't
Molly's clinically dead.
I don't enjoy this. Like you trying to find out my BMI. Like,
Yeah, she should be able to do you that after.
you don't need to know how fat I am.
Molly, come on. We have a cucumber garden together.
Molly is one of the skinniest people I know. I don't know if you can see on the camera because she hides behind
Well,
the desk.
but
and
at the
behind me.
time, I had
A little
You
more.
were-
yeah.
It was you were
Healthier.
storing up for winter.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of those are, I mean, a lot of times they just look at a chart and go, height, weight, boom, you're way too fat. And
Yeah.
that's not how people are.
That's not how people are.
So in order to get this chip, you have to have a BMI of over 45 and haven't lost weight from a gastric bypass or cognitive behavioral therapy. So you got to
How bad
do
does
stuff.
it shock you?
It just says a mild shock. Reminder, I would say probably like snapping a rubber band on your hand.
What if you like the shock?
Oh, hey.
Just
I don't
makes
like
you
where
eat
this
more.
is going because what if they can shock you for other stuff? I mean, they may put this in like
Well,
Harvey Weinstein
it's-
sexual predators.
It's all
heads.
voluntary, I imagine. The second they say we're putting a shock chip in you, and you're just going to get it.
Yeah.
That is scary.
Yeah.
hmm Or insurance companies will be like, hey, we're not going to cover you unless you get the fat shock chip in your brain because you're overweight.
That's a really good point.
You know,
Yeah.
you shouldn't let them in your brain, putting chips in your brain ever. Don't start the ball rolling into where this is going to go.
Ron says, next stop, Logan's Run. What is Logan's Run?
That's a movie for the 70s. It's a good movie.
What happens?
That's
in
the
it?
one
What?
where when you reach a certain age, you have to die.
Oh,
So like no one over like 25 or something like that.
well, that's kind of bunk.
And then Logan turns 25, so he runs.
Okay.
Oh,
He doesn't want to die.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't blame him.
Well, what about self-control? Can you teach someone self-control so you don't have to zap their goddamn brain with electricity?
Well, if someone's obese, they may have some sort of addiction issue or something, and they might not have the self-control.
You know, it might be more beneficial is if you actually, instead of getting a chip, if you just had a dominatrix walk around with a taser.
There you
Yeah.
And a
go.
thing of French fries.
Probably be cheaper, too. I bet you that'd be cheaper.
That's what I was thinking. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, all right, just on call. And people are going to work. It's better for society as a whole. No one's getting chipped.
Everybody gets their own
Yeah.
dominatrix.
I mean, if you're being called, you can just be at home in your comfy clothes. Oh, I got a call from one of my clients. Oh, yeah. What do you... French fries? No!
You're a
Press
bad
the zap
boy.
button and you're electrocuting them remotely.
No,
What if you fall asleep on the zap
no,
button?
they're gonna know.
Your phone freezes. Oh,
Oh,
crap.
crap. I gotta go. This guy's gonna die. And he's hungry. All right, Al. How many times a week do you change your underwear?
Every day. Every day.
Yeah.
45% of Americans wear underwear for 2 days or longer. Studies find.
45%?
Is this all ages?
This is Americans, I'm guessing.
Because I could see, like, really, really old single retirees doing this. And I
Okay.
can see little kids doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I switch
Yeah.
out every day.
Yeah. They surveyed 1,000 men and women to determine how long they keep their underwear. Why would you tell people, even if you kept it? You just think it's that normal?
Well, it's an anonymous
Yeah.
survey.
So is it technically
Yeah.
probably higher? Because
13% said they had the same pair for a week or more.
Well, you wear them front, you wear them back, you wear them inside
Inside
out,
out.
and
A
then front and back
week?
again. That's 4 days right there.
I feel like majority of those people have to be men.
They're probably all college kids. Yeah. College age men or like
College
old,
boys.
old guys. I bet you there's 0 women, I bet, do this.
Women have to change their underwear more.
Yes.
Yeah. They're exposed to the world, the inside environment. A woman's vagina, I'll just say it. It's a wretched hellhole.
Oh, no,
is.
it's not. It's a self-cleansing environment.
Okay, did you know that men's ejaculate is only 5% sperm?
That's correct. I didn't know
And
that.
it's 95%. Basically, it comes from the bulbar urethra, your prostate gland, and your testicles. It's all shielding to try to make it through hell on earth. You send 20,000 soldiers in a death march where best case scenario, one makes it to the finish line. So yeah, you're constantly self-cleaning.
It's
and
survival of the fittest.
The pH
she
level
wants the best, so she's making it difficult on purpose. That's evolution.
She does, absolutely.
Right. It is
100%.
survival of the fittest. Yeah.
That's right.
whole
Is
hospital
your
wings.
sperm good enough is the question.
Can it make it? Can it make it? No. So yeah, the self-cleansing and everything. There's got to be, you got to change your underwear, ladies. That's what I'm trying to say.
Thank you, Tom. Everyone's so glad you're here.
Thanks for telling me what to do.
You're not my dominatrix. Don't tell me what to do.
Sorry.
I mean, because I have a baby at home, and it's a girl, and I changed a lot of diapers, I've become a lot more familiar with the vagina because I have to get up in there because she explodes in her diapers, and it has to be clean or she's going to get a rash or an infection or something.
Yeah.
And it's just me. Susan's at work. So sometimes we have spontaneous midday baths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Daddy's not going too far up there.
I love you, babe. But I got a one knuckle
I love
limit.
your squirt, but we're going to the kitchen sink.
Oh, sometimes it's just so messy.
Yeah.
Little babies. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
The breaches aren't as bad as they used to be. When she was like 6 months old, that was when it was at its worst.
I go up the back and
Because the diaper's so small
front.
too. So yeah, it had a breach like every other day.
They didn't have all the right organisms in there working the digestive system,
and
right?
it was misfires or it's all at once.
Aw. Well, she's got to be almost past the
She's
diaper
much better
stage.
now that she's 2 when we're starting to work on the potty training, which is equally baffling.
Yeah.
Well, how do you communicate to that someone who doesn't speak English?
All right.
Yeah.
So, anyone out there, let me know how long you go before changing your underwear. If we did our own study, it's not going to be people.
it's not going to be nearly as interesting.
Well,
How
yeah,
many pairs of boxers or briefs do you have, Tom?
probably 15.
I probably have about a dozen.
Yeah.
And I have a couple old gym shorts and stuff that I might wear in lieu of I didn't get to laundry day that week to
Yeah.
spread it up, but those are clean.
Okay.
Gym
I
shorts.
sometimes just go without because I didn't do laundry, but I would not wear them twice in a row.
Yeah.
I never go commando.
Molly does all the time.
Yeah.
I do
She's
too.
a swimsuit bottom wearing girl too. She's just lazy about
I might
doing
wear
laundry.
the swimsuit if I'm out of boxers and I'm out of gym shorts and I can't do laundry and I need to wear something. I might wear the swimsuit.
And then I'm out of the swimsuit bottoms.
I have enough underwear that I've never been out. Or maybe I'm responsible enough.
Mr. Big Man over here.
I got
He's
underwear.
just
I
swimming in underwear.
Yep, I take them off and throw them out. One use underwear. I don't wear wash underwear. What the hell? All the rest of you washing underwear. All right. Have you seen the video of the TV delivery guy?
No.
No.
Okay, so this is creepy. Molly, hit my screen.
Oh, hold on.
That
Yeah.
he's wearing a TV?
So in Virginia,
Oh,
we got
this
an
is
ad.
we
We
got
got a
an
10
ad, but
second
don't
ad.
worry. This guy apparently wore a TV on his head,
Okay.
and dropped off over 50 TVs. Here, we got one without an ad there, Mo.
Yeah.
So here comes this. It's so bizarre that I had to share it with you guys.
Do they have any that
Okay.
aren't at... Did he do it all at night?
Yeah.
What is he delivering?
He's dropping off an old TV.
It's like an old tube TV. Like...
You have to pay to get rid of those.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know. That's why he's doing it.
He's
And
burdening these people.
He's wearing a tube TV on his head. Well, that's why he's wearing a TV on his head.
So you can't tell who
Like,
it is.
When you first said delivery man, I pictured like he's like an Amazon
No.
subcontractor thing.
I think
And
so.
This is his bit. No,
He dropped off 50 of them?
Yeah,
50.
to different houses in like a big neighborhood over like one night.
Everybody was coming, waking
Yeah,
up to
if you
this.
go to the dump, man, you have to pay like $15,
Yeah.
$20, $25 per appliance. Why does he have 50 of them, though? Why did that guy
He's-
have 50 TVs?
He's
Was
been
he like help?
collecting them,
was he-
charging $20 a pop.
Goodwill used to.
Yes. He was one
sell
of
them
those
for
appliance guys.
$1. Goodwill used to.
Because they couldn't get rid of them.
They couldn't get rid of them. So maybe the guy saw the sale, like, holy crap, I can get 20 TVs for $20. And then he realized, I don't need them. I want to get rid of them. They're like $50 to get rid of your TV. Well, watch this.
Ron says he loves this guy.
This guy
I
is
think
great.
It's pretty brilliant
clever.
too.
It is.
That's a fun Halloween costume wearing the TV.
You can't
Actually,
get rid of them.
that's a great idea
Oh,
for a Halloween
that
costume
is.
this year. Yeah. We're all just going to be walking around with TVs in our heads, carrying a TV,
Now,
and then gift it to somebody. Trick or treat.
speaking of that, I heard of the Pumpkin Man had a lot of neck trouble. Pumpkinhead Man. He used to go around the Packer Stadium wearing a pumpkin head, and everybody thought it was cool. And the weight just kills your neck
Oh, I
muscles.
have
He
no
was
doubt.
like in
You'd
bed
almost
for
have
6
to do
weeks.
like just a cardboard like fake.
You'd need a
TV
shoulder
board.
mount
At
for the TV.
At the Jim Henson Puppet Studio, they have a rule that your head cannot support any costume. So all the weight has to be transferred to your shoulders,
Makes
stuff like
sense.
that.
I'm sure they had.
I worked on Disney, like Disney on Ice and stuff like that. I'm doing wardrobe for that, so I got to see a lot of really cool costumes
That's awesome.
doing those. And it was the same thing. None of it actually, the head pieces are all, the weight goes onto the shoulders of the costume. None of it, you don't actually have to hold any of it up.
You ever worn any big mascot costumes?
I
or
did. I was
anything like
Smokey the
that?
Bear one time.
Nice.
Yeah, when I was a kid. Yeah, I got to walk around.
Yeah.
Amazing how many kids like come over and try to get through like the neck of your costume to see you underneath there.
To try to murder you?
Yeah, they're trying to go. And they're like,
Who is it?
I know you're a person.
Ron says, "Can't you recycle them at Best Buy and get a gift card?" I don't know.
I don't think they
so.
offer that anymore. Because
Yeah.
my
Anymore?
parents were telling me years ago, like when the last day when like American or Best Buy was taking these things, they were cutting people off after that.
Oh,
And I still have one TV, and I don't know what to do with it.
They might have been able to
Old
use
video
the
game
parts
room.
before then.
Because you need the screw-in back thing for the old school video game. So if you ever want to do that.
I'll probably just end up dumping it in a random dumpster
Yeah.
somewhere.
Imagine
it on
if the
someone's
TV
porch.
guy was
There
a
we go.
dominatrix. He might be.
Hey, you know, if
I don't know.
TVs do it for you. Oh, yeah, because you're always telling the TV what to do. Now the TV is telling you what to do.
Hey.
That could work.
Yeah.
well, if you have like anxiety, like being around people, but you still want to have a dominatrix, you could have like a dominatrix channel, like so you can see it, do it all virtual.
Yeah,
You know, in this day and age,
Well, they
might not be a bad idea.
I'm sure that. Yeah,
Yeah, we could do a YouTube live, Molly yelling at people all day.
no one wants to see that.
We should just put
I have some black vinyl
a
gloves for you.
GoPro on you, Tom, and you can just record Molly yelling at you.
all day. Yeah. Well, what do you think of this purse? Ugh. What the hell do I know about good-looking purses, Molly? I wear a fanny pack.
Tom, as a man, we are the arbiter of what is attractive in a woman. We get to decide that.
Does
we get
it-
to say,
Yeah,
that is attractive, that is not attractive. We hold the keys to that kingdom. In the same way women hold the keys for what makes a man attractive.
Okay. It looks very good, Molly. I'm glad you finally pulled the trigger on that purse.
You find a good one?
I don't know. I only asked you about one as well. I didn't like sit there
Yeah,
and
but it
ask
was
you
all
about,
day.
like 20 different purses.
You wouldn't lay. I just kept saying,
I
yes,
don't
it's
even
fine.
have it with me because I
What do
didn't-
you look for in a purse there, Molly?
I don't know.
Size,
I hate
pockets?
buying purses.
Susan had a really cool purse
Why
that you
don't
could turn into
you
a backpack.
take Mark purse shopping there, Mom?
She'll end up with a Chewbacca bag.
That
It's
sounds
awesome.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it sounds great.
Little bandolier, but little things in it.
I
Yeah.
got a Chewbacca bag.
All right.
It's that easy, Tom.
Find me one.
Damn it.
Women just want your input. Doesn't have to be good. They just want it.
I said it was fine.
Ron says the TV already tells me what to do. Why the fuck do you think I have a slap chop?
Yes.
You're
Only
gonna love
one,
us
Ron?
nuts.
10 years old, begging my mom for a Foreman grill. I got one for Christmas. Infomercials.
Goodwill sticker still
Yep.
on it.
How many slap chops do we have at the house?
A complete
Set.
credenza full of slap chops.
What?
I do not have a slap chop.
Well, the different, yeah.
If
we
you
got lots
noticed
of-
when we went through the expo
choppers.
center at State Fair, I was purposely trying to
Going
avoid
around
the slap chop stuff. Otherwise, I'd have left with one again. So,
Yeah.
I got
you
a
need
weakness
you
for
need
'em.
an embedded chip to,
buzz
shut-
me every time
yeah.
I'm about to buy a slap chop.
I need to go hang out with you guys more.
No, you don't.
Oh. So we got another dude in Missouri dropping off just dolls with the hands sewed to their eyes
Oh,
all
okay.
over the place.
That's fun.
He doesn't have his face covered, though, so
But why is he putting these dolls everywhere?
he doesn't say why he's doing it?
They didn't catch him.
Okay, so it's like a...
Oh, I thought the guy holding it was the guy that was doing
No,
it.
that was a cop going, we don't know what to do.
I bet you this is like a viral marketing campaign for
Hold
a
on.
movie or something.
Oh, I bet you might be right.
There's going to be a movie like later this year, I bet, about creepy little dolls that
Sure.
kill people.
It was like the Pennywise
Yeah.
the clown showing up at different places, and then
the
movie
clowns
came
were
out.
everywhere for a while.
Yeah, and then the movie came out, and
Was
then
that on a, like
then
a
people-
stoplight?
getting the crap beaten out of them.
Because like no one pays attention to commercials anymore. You have to go viral if you want to get any sort of marketing. Trust me, we know all about getting people to not watch you.
Oh, thank you for watching, Ron. Hey, do you know what dogfishing is? Mark brought this story up. Do you know what dogfishing is?
I should.
So dogfishing, it's when people are on a internet dating profile.
Yeah, like Tinder or Plenty of Fish or whatever. And they pose with a dog. And it's not their dog.
No, I didn't know about this.
Yeah.
So they're like, look at me, I'm really cute,
With
and
this
so
puppy.
is this puppy.
They
Yeah.
found out through some sort of marketing genius,
That makes
decided
sense.
that
That's
if you have a cute pet with you, you will get more hits.
Well, why don't you guys have like a little poodle on here or some sort of little?
I'm allergic.
Are you really
Yeah.
We should.
to poodles?
To dogs.
Are
I have a
you?
cat, but he's a
Tom's
jerk.
allergic to cats.
I have a story about
man.
that. They have a
Is she
new
like
thing.
A parakeet?
Yeah, we got
Tom,
a
yeah, they have birds.
Yeah, you could have
Yeah.
your parakeet on the show. Why
That
don't
could
you
be
just stick it
dangerous
here?
because Tom has trained his bird to poop
Loud.
on command.
Because if we had Gronk here, he would just be buzzing everyone's heads constantly.
Maybe
Yeah.
everyone would watch the show more. It'd be a great
We're
selling point.
already being strafed by a bird.
Every once in a while. Well, Gronk thinks he's Scrappy Doo, and it's funny to buzz you.
See how many dive bombs he
You
does?
could have you could contact the Humane Society and you could say, okay, what do you have for cute pets that we could feature on our show this week? And you could have a guinea pig or a turtle, or you could have different little, look at this adorable pet at the Humane
We could put
Society.
a countdown to euthanization. Counter.
Right, quick, adopt it before it dies.
Adopted. We got the
Yeah.
needle right
So
here.
you don't,
Warming it up.
no, so you don't have to have
Patreon,
dogs,
the
you
dog
don't have
gets
to
it.
have cats. You could just have little animals featured on here. I bet your ratings will go up. I bet you'll get more people to watch.
Changing the whole format.
Try something new. Dog fishing.
We'll play Find the Gerbil.
bring a cat in and see how.
Molly's got
How
a
Red Tom's
doctor
eyes
on
get.
call.
We have a Richard Haskins saying that's like someone using someone else's tattoo.
Oh,
Ooh,
people
yeah.
do that?
Oh,
close-up
for dog
shot.
fishing? Oh, yeah.
I bet you.
They do.
If yeah.
Well, some band members, like in Naughty Chair, the guy just puts on his tattoo sleeve before the show.
Those are obviously tattoo sleeves. That's for fun. He's got the sleeves on.
So what happens when people are dog fishing on this site and then somebody contacts them and wants to meet him because they have a cute pet?
Maybe they're
Is that what the
hoping
deal is?
that once they contact
Well,
them.
a lady here was talking that she went over to this guy's house and is like,
Where's your
"Oh,
puppy?
where's your puppy? I want." And he's like, "That's not my puppy." And she kind of got offended. Like, "What do you mean? Why'd you put a puppy on there if you don't have one?"
That'd be
Yeah.
like me putting a picture of me with hair on my dating profile.
but
You're just setting them up for disappointment.
well,
Yeah,
but
here we
that's
go.
So did you just
That's
say
false
yes
advertising.
because
Yeah.
you wanted to meet my dog?
There's two ways to look at it. You can be a positive person and say, "This guy really wants to get together. He's up on his marketing. He's working hard." Or you
Yeah.
can be a pessimist, glass half empty, and say, "This guy's a liar and a dork, and I don't want to be with
Or
him."
he dog sits a lot and he enjoys dog sitting.
Did he actually put on his profile that he owns the dogs? Dog?
Probably not. It's
So
probably
did he
just
put
a
on there
picture.
that
Probably
I
just-
am a pet
He
owner?
probably says, "I love animals," and then he's probably got a picture of him with a dog.
Richard says
Because
hashtag
that's not
filters.
blind.
Yep.
Mm.
People use filters on those all the time
It's,
too.
it's
That's true.
disingenuous.
I feel like someone using a filter on one of those dating sites is worse than
like the
posing
puppy
with a
dog,
dog.
like literal puppy dog eyes and the ears and the
because
big
at
tongue.
least that means you like dogs. Probably if you're taking a picture.
You're
with
pro
a
dog because some people are not pro dog.
Right. So at least it's an
Like me,
indicator that
I'm
you
pro
like
cat.
pets, unless you.
Well, how deep do you want to get into it? Are you going to be pissed off because a girl wears makeup and that's not what she looks like in the morning? It's just a bunch of lye mud.
The
Well-
filters are even worse than just.
Some people
like,
are
you know,
super
they put on makeup.
photogenic, and the photos don't look like them really in day-to-day life. I know plenty of people who they will only look a certain way when they pose for a picture to get their
Okay.
good side,
I mean,
but that's not really how they look in person.
I can use a Snapchat filter to make me look like a dude.
Yeah, she looked just like your brother. That was creepy
They've got
last
a new
night.
Snapchat filter that
Yeah, I
lets
saw that.
and
I've never done it
I
yet.
took the picture of myself, and I swear I looked
Oh, I
like
thought you
my
just posted a
brother's-
picture of your brother.
No, I looked like my brother's identical twin. It was creepy.
Sure.
Right before she's climbing on me.
It's up. What is this weird? All right, let's do
Check
this.
this picture out.
Now clean the room. This is your future.
Thanks.
So,
No.
So yeah, my dating advice is just be totally honest. Don't do anything that you think is gonna help you that isn't 100% accurate. I met my wife on a dating website, and we were both just like, fuck it,
Yeah.
let our freak flag fly. We're fucking done here.
Cool.
So and we worked. We found each other, and now we're married and we have a kid. It's great.
That's awesome.
So-
Congratulations.
There you go.
That's really cool.
that works out. All right, we'll do one more story. This is fun. I wanted to get into this. British sex toilets.
Wait, what?
Anti-sex
Sex
toilets.
toilets. Is that
So-
a common thing? Toilet sex?
These are public toilets that discourage toilet sex because if it gets to
Oh.
rocking to a certain level or a certain weight at the bottom,
Does
which
it
sounds
electrocute you?
stupid. No, it sprays you with water.
Oh, the cold shower.
Yeah, the squirt bottle with the cat.
That sounds like it would make like even more of a mess in your bathroom.
Is this
though.
a pay
Now you
toilet?
just got
Yeah,
water
this is a pay
everywhere.
toilet.
I take
Okay.
it that this is like a thing where there's issues.
Too many people
People are
in.
going in there and having sex at some sort of public place.
And then I'm
Is that
next
right?
in line, and I pay $1 to drop some friends off in the pool, and there's disgusting in there
Yeah.
because someone wasn't using it for its intended purpose. Just saying. It's a pay
So-
toilet. This isn't like a free toilet.
So it's a pay toilet
Yep.
that if too much activity is going on, it like basically sprays water on you.
Yep.
What if you're obese and you're really going and you're going to rock your body?
Well, then you get a free
That's what
shower
I was
too.
thinking. Or what if you just go in there and you start having a sneezing fit?
You're just firing on all barrels.
Then you come out of there and everyone's gonna look at you like, I know what you were doing in there. No, I was just sneezing.
Dripping wet, covered in safety foam or something.
And
Honest,
it's just
guys.
you.
Well, I mean, think of this from an economic standpoint, supply and demand. There is a demand for places to have sex. So someone should have the paid sex room where you can
What?
put in a couple of
No.
couple
We
of
have that
pounds
story in the
and
bonus
you can go
episode.
in and get a couple of pounds. Boom, boom.
German drive-through sex booths will be in the.
There we go.
We got that
See,
coming up.
This is an opportunity to make some money.
You're always thinking, Mark.
There's a demand.
Well, sex
We
sells.
got a
Yeah.
second half a room over here,
Yeah, just sitting there.
just sitting there.
Wait
People
for
could be
someone to
having
have
sex right
in
now,
front of it.
right over here. So don't sneeze in a British bathroom. All right, we're gonna get on to the interview here.
All right. That's new.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. All right, but first we're going to be talking some burlesque. So I had a little burlesque history going on. Here are some throwback video sex robots of the 1940s.
Huh?
Oh, hold on. Let me get the screen.
Video sex robots.
Video.
1940s.
Okay, hold on now. We got to be
That's-
careful
That's a tall order.
Okay.
because I got boobies right below it.
Uh-oh. That's tasteful.
Oh, you got an ad?
No, this is it.
They're just artificial girls. Is that what they
Yeah.
say?
But 1940,
Don't click on it right now.
Okay.
Because in 1940 World's Fair, they had these sex robots. We got some sun worshippers that are topless, so I don't want that on Facebook.
Yeah, we'll get flagged.
Yeah, that'll
They'll
suck.
take us down.
Well, I'm glad everything's
So
loading.
sex robots go back to World War II.
Yep.
Interesting.
So it was called, like, Dumb Dolores or something?
Wait,
They
that's
had-
what they called it?
That was a different era back then.
Yeah.
It was great to be a man back then. You think it was great now? It's really
Dumb Doris and Nifty Dolores were the...
Oh, because it rhymes with clitoris?
Yeah.
Right. Makes sense.
There you go.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, they've got different kinds of
So
artificial dolls
you
now.
can kind
Why
of-
not? It's just been around for a little bit a while, right?
Are we going to look at that other story I sent you?
We have that story.
Okay. About a woman and her experience with a male sex doll?
Yes, we
Oh,
do.
sure.
So here's the robot, if it ever wants to load. He's kind of shaking its hips
Well,
in a provocative
I've been
manner.
watching a lot of videos on like
There we go.
Disneyland and the early animatronics of the 1960s, and this must have been
blowing people's minds.
just seeing anything move
Blowing
looking
something.
remotely human.
But
You want one of them too? You got another one.
Thank you.
I got infinite ammo on that.
I see that.
Oh, she's like all
Excellent.
shiny gold.
So you wouldn't actually have sex with them. They were just...
Well, that's probably all
You put 'em in a
gears and
window?
oil on the inside.
Challenge accepted.
I'm sure somebody would. It's fine.
It's as long as it's moving.
Oh.
So yeah, that's kind of cool.
So, what do you know the history of burlesque? And
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Burlesque has been around for a long time. Let's see. It's there's a lot of vaudeville and cabaret, burlesque.
So what's the
There's
difference
stripped-
between burlesque and cabaret?
Cabaret isn't necessarily not necessarily taking anything off.
Okay.
Burlesque
So-
is like a tease, though, right?
The
Okay.
art of the tease.
Okay.
So that's typically what happens for burlesque.
Okay.
During the last century, burlesque was much more up and coming, and then eventually it diverged into two sections from burlesque into stripping. A lot of times there's a lot of crossover between the two.
Isn't that like American burlesque is more stripping than the European style? From what I was
in
reading
this
a
day
little
and
bit.
age, it can be. I suppose it depends upon who you talk to and
Okay.
where you go to listen to it, and so yeah, burlesque. I find that a lot of times that you're telling a lot more of a story
Okay.
So
than
like
in.
a mocking story.
Oh, it can be. A
Okay.
lot of times burlesque had a lot of roots in comedy, so there was a lot of tongue-in-cheek, bawdy, raunchy, funny,
Raunchy
a
jokes?
lot of political satire.
Okay.
You know, so there was a lot of crossover there. So lots of jokes.
Yeah.
So your MCs would do a lot of
Good
that.
Neville Chamberlain jokes.
So yeah, burlesque nowadays is a lot of the art of the tease. There's all different kinds and levels of burlesque. There's classic burlesque. There's neo burlesque. There's
Yeah, I was
Alien
starting
burlesque.
to go down the rabbit hole.
yeah,
of-
there's different kinds, and it's a lot more popular nowadays. You can see that it's become a lot more mainstream. People always think of Dita Von Teese. Previous to that, of course, Gypsy Rose was around
So
for a long time.
if stripping or pole dancing got into the Olympics, is that something you would support?
Oh,
Or-
absolutely. But it's not burlesque by any means.
Okay.
It's pole dancing. So pole dancing it's awesome. You have to be so fit. And those
Yeah.
pole dancers work
You
hard
see, like,
to
Cirque du
do what they
Soleil, You see
do.
them doing these crazy, men and women doing these crazy body contortions on a pole,
Yeah.
and they're all
They're
wearing
like-
skin tight clothes. You see every ripple and every muscle.
Yeah, and they
incredible.
have to so that they don't get caught up in what it is that they're doing or performing, so that they don't basically trip over their clothes. So they have to be skin tight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think pole dancing is awesome. It looks so neat. Someday,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went around on a pole with ball bearings a number of times. I
Okay.
fell.
You fell?
It was a good time.
You're going to need a spotter
It was
when
really
you first
sexy.
start.
It was so sexy. I fell so hard.
I
I let go for 1 second and fucking gravity
No, I'd never be able to do
never
it.
gives up. Oh, so
And
now
even
there's...
if I had the muscles to do that, like to hold myself up, I would not be able to make it look.
I wouldn't
good.
let you. Just for safety
I think it'd
reasons.
be easier for you
couldn't.
than for Tom because you're lighter. It's
Yep.
like when I was in like first grade, the small kids could do like 100 chin-ups, and I was chunky back then, and I could barely do
Oh,
one.
I could do chin ups all day.
So
Could you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
back in like elementary school.
Yeah.
Heck
You
yeah.
could totally
Today,
do pole dancing.
no.
You do a great job. I know you would.
Well, yeah, but if I run up to the pole and hop on it quick, it's just going to fold in half and pin me there like a stapler. Help. A little help.
So you got to stay away from my barn.
Yeah, I do.
I bought a house that has a little barn in the back. It used to be a rental property.
Mhm.
So we go in the little barn. It's like maybe 10 foot by 12 foot. And there's a pole in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I assume it's structural. Maybe it's holding up the roof. So I go
No.
over and I'm like, no, this isn't holding up anything. This is a stripping pole.
Well,
Awesome.
it was like a frat house.
yeah.
So
Yeah. So do you go practice on it? You've
The
been
pole
working
is
on it?
still there.
Good. Why don't you do
that
it?
barn smells awful.
Oh,
It's full of nuts.
why don't you just light some incense?
There we go. Set the mood.
So burlesque dancers come in all shapes and sizes, and there's a subculture of male burlesque dancers now.
Well, they say it's a subculture. A lot of times they call it boylesque.
Boylesque.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There is
I like that.
some people don't. Some men don't care for it to be called boylesque because it's still burlesque. They want it to be male and female and everybody else as well, all to be burlesque. And instead of pushing it to the side so that Burlesque is separate. It's all under the same. It should be under the same umbrella.
So when you get into that group of people, then the infighting starts, or
Well, they want like integrated men and women on stage together doing an act or whatever, a routine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
And so I run a troupe called Certified Sexy Burlesque. It's the largest burlesque troupe in Wisconsin. I started doing it over 5 years ago. It's a lot of fun, celebrating over 5 years of performing. We're a non-audition group, so we have different women and men and queers, lesbians, bisexuals, gays. All of it are a part of our troupe. Our ages typically go from about 20 to, I think our oldest member is 62 or 63.
Is it physically intense?
We start off doing group numbers, and some of them are very simple and basic. So we start with beginner burlesque. Group numbers are great and inviting because they allow everybody to do something and learn something together. You don't actually have to know how to dance to do burlesque, is what some people say.
It's perfect for me.
Right. But then we do teach some basic choreography, and then as time goes on, you can learn to do some harder stuff. Go to intermediate and advanced levels, and then people go off into the world and perform at other venues and other locations and other states. So anyway, I run a troupe. It's pretty great.
Does anyone do it just for the exercise?
Some people do to get into shape.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, dancers are in incredible shape, typically. Just any dancer.
Yeah. Some people say, yep, they want to do it for the exercise. A lot of people want to do it to build self-confidence, work on their self-esteem.
I don't want to be on stage by myself.
And a lot of times people come to class and they have no intention of performing.
Yeah.
I usually,
Yeah, maybe that's a private
get
show.
them in here and say, come on, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
And then they get up on stage and they're like, that was amazing.
So
So
do you take them on like a Padawan? Like to get into burlesque, if they just show up, do you kind of get a mentor? Or how does that work?
Usually we have instructors in class. So we have a few different instructors, and then we don't have one-on-one mentoring, but we can. Sometimes I will go in, or one of the other instructors in our group will go in with somebody and help them work on their performance. We are starting a bunch of classes coming up, like Burlesque 101, and then Burlesque 201 will be coming up later this fall, and we're going to be doing a set for a set amount of weeks, so people can start to do it a little bit more. So we're going to do that up in the Fox Cities.
So if Mark went, you'd have a guy take him inside and be like, okay, I know you like the armpit farts, but we're trying to be sexy.
Hey, comedy is a part of burlesque.
Let's incorporate that into your routine.
Yeah. There's jokes.
So you're going to slowly take off your jacket and then proceed with an armpit fart.
I'll tease it, and then I won't, and then I'll tease it again.
Wait, I'm yearning anticipation.
Enter their seats, Tom. That's what burlesque is about.
Yeah.
Is he going to do it? He's going to do it? Oh, he didn't do it.
Oh, son of a bitch. I want it so bad. I would love that. I freak out if I see a kid just blowing up a balloon too big.
Oh, to pop?
To pop? So I think the anticipation would really get me going.
Yeah, it is.
Well, here's a balloon.
Just blow it up. Oh, that's too much. Stop blowing it up. I'm a freak.
Ooh, that could be your act. You come out with the balloon, you stretch it out a little bit.
Well, haven't you seen the classic number where girl comes out covered in balloons?
Yeah, like a big grapevine almost.
Oh no,
Yeah.
she looks like looks like a bunch of grapes, and then goes around and pulls out her needle and then pops
Starts
it.
popping
I
one?
think of Mrs. Krabappel on The Simpsons. I think she had one of those cigarette holders that she was using it to pop the teacher talent show.
Now that
While
is
you're
sexy.
holding cigarette and a martini.
Hey, big
I'm gonna
spender.
pop this. You know you want it.
Oh, excellent. So how much nudity should I expect to see at a burlesque show?
Most areas that you're going to go to, but not all. Most areas that you're going to go to that I can think of, especially in Wisconsin, are going to go down to underwear, and you're going to see pasties covering nipples.
Okay.
A lot of times guys will wear pasties.
Tassels?
Pasties and tassels, and they'll do that also as just part of the burlesque performance because everybody likes to have pretty nipples.
We'll get you a tassel, Tom.
Yeah.
Just one.
We don't talk about pasties since
And you
my
can
mom
totally
was
do it.
on.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, usually some other areas that you can go full nude, other areas of the country, and
So
that's
if
okay.
I go to a random burlesque show, they'll make it clear if it's going to be full nude or not.
A lot of times, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I went to go perform up in Minneapolis, and I didn't realize until I had my full costume on and my pasties and my underwear, and then the producers is like, "Oh no, you can go totally full nude here," and I was like, "Well, I don't know that I want to go full nude." I was like, "But maybe I would have worn some of my costume differently."
There's nobody I know in the audience.
No.
Oh shit! Anybody got a razor?
There is the grooming aspect. Do you
Oh,
ever-
yeah.
Do you ever have to tell someone they have to
Groom
more?
however you like.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's all personal preference. It's some people will not
Go full
groom
growler.
very much, but I always say, look attractive on stage, so you can still groom.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
If you feel attractive, you are attractive.
And if you
so-
absolutely, so if you want to not shave anything, you can totally choose to do that, and that might be your thing. That doesn't necessarily, some people like things hairy, and some people like things.
I do kind of associate it with France. You think of France and armpits
Burlesque,
and all that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what's the best type of audience that you want? Do you want a really loud, into
Yes.
it on?
You want to go to the retirement home?
Waking
As
people
long
up?
as
They might
long as
just
they're
be
hollering.
as into it, yeah.
I was gonna say, as long as they're hooting and hollering and cheering, absolutely.
So you do this, make sure they have a couple drinks in them, or do people know what they're doing?
Usually there's an MC at most burlesque shows that you're going to go to, and your MC is going to go ahead and introduce the audience to what's going to be happening in the night, introduce the performers, in between acts, tell everyone to hoot and holler if they're collecting tips, tell them what their policy is on video or camera usage, or if there is none, that type of thing.
Is there
Always encouraging the audience to cheer.
is there usually a bar, or is this more like a dance recital? Or?
Usually most places that you're going to go to are going to have some sort of, liquid
Beverage.
refreshment.
Yeah.
All right.
You know.
I'm not going to a burlesque show and not having a beer.
Right.
Come on.
Well, I wasn't sure where it goes.
Yeah. And there's some places, we're going to, the World Burlypicks Burlesque competition
Just
is coming
getting in
up
that.
in
That's a
October.
traveling tour, correct?
It travels from place to place. There's what's called a regional performance. So the regionals will be like we had a Wisconsin regional. The Illinois regional was this last
Wisconsin
Friday.
regional's better.
Wisconsin regional is good. I always get to produce that show. So the California, and then the winners from all of those different regionals in those different categories. They have lip sync, singing, amazement, comedy, assholes, tassels, improv, those types of things. And they all,
Sorry, assholes?
Assholes?
Assholes.
What's an asshole?
well, it's like a tassel that goes on your butt cheeks.
All right
Nice.
then.
Asshole.
and then
so
you get
we're
'em-
talking two
Yep,
tassels?
you get 'em two.
versus one in the middle?
Can you get them going opposite ways?
That was my first
Oh,
thought.
yeah, you can.
Really?
Yeah, I'll show you some videos later.
Can you make your pec stance, Tom? I can't. I've never been able to do it.
Yeah, a little bit, but not sitting forward.
Because you just get them
I
in
gotta
opposite directions. Now you've got...
Yeah, so you can
Well,
get
I
them so
can't
they go
dance
the
on
same
that
way. They can go opposite ways. They can go toward each other. You can do the same thing with your butt.
Okay.
Nice.
Now you're just showing off.
Now, wow.
So those regional winners will all go to Ohio this year is where it's going to be at. And it's over 3 days. It's a 3-day event. And the Saturday night performance for best overall will be at a big performing arts center.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
yeah, it'll be really
What
exciting.
city in Ohio?
Columbus.
Columbus,
Yeah.
Ohio.
So it's at 2 different nightclubs. So one nightclub Thursday night, different nightclub Friday night, and there'll be a performing arts center.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's exciting. So you can check it out, burlypicks.com.
Do you travel with it or just do the Wisconsin?
I do the Wisconsin one, and then I typically end up going to the world competition. So last year we held it in Oshkosh, which was awesome. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
excited because I got to host and direct and produce the world burlesque competition
Nice.
that year. So that was exciting. I've been to Denver and to Pittsburgh, and then that's about when I joined on. So
So do
Pretty
you
neat.
guys use like traditional music or is it contemporary music?
well, people pick their own numbers. They
Okay.
pick their own songs that they're dancing to or performing to or doing their
Does anyone,
act
like,
or
come out to
routine.
Nirvana or something
Somebody
like
could
that?
come out to Nirvana. Absolutely. We've seen it done many times. Yep. And then we'll have
Okay.
somebody else that'll come out to
Katy Perry?
Katy Perry. Yep. You can see all of it. It's pretty awesome. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. You'll have you got Nina Simone, on one end of the level, and then you'll have Michael Bublé, and then you'll have Evanescence So
Okay.
it's the whole
Yeah.
gamut.
I can
Then
see
you'll have
that.
a country song.
No,
I think you're losing us with the country.
I might have to hit the bathroom.
But it's pretty fun. There's a wide variety of, what people like to do, what they dance to. And you can't really, it's tough to compare because it's like comparing, here's not a line of apples. There's apples and there's oranges and there's bananas. So everyone's number is so uniquely different and suited for themselves.
Okay.
So yeah,
It's
it's
fun.
a lot of fun. It's a great time. I've been doing it for a long time and I love it.
Very cool.
Could someone just go and watch the regional competitions, or are those
Yeah.
closed?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You should come. You guys come to Ohio.
When is it?
It's like the first weekend of October, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Where
I bet you got nothing going on. Come to Columbus.
where do we find information on?
Burlypicks.com.
Okay.
Otherwise, I've got some shows coming up this fall up in Oshkosh and Neenah. If you guys would decide you want to make a trek up there, come up to a burlesque show.
We can
Should
take
get you
the
tickets.
Far away.
podcast on the road.
That would be fun.
How
We'll
many
talk about
people
it
would
later.
be excited to get on the show?
Like everybody?
Yeah.
Oh my God, wouldn't that be so fun?
That would be fun. I think we might have to talk a little bit about this later.
Okay.
So you've been in show business for 20 years. You were in the film The Old Stripper.
Oh yeah, I got to be in the documentary, Opal Dockery. She was Melissa St. John when she was a performer. She was a burlesque performer and a stripper for a long time until she was in her 40s before she retired. And so she supported her family, her and her 2 kids, full time by doing that for years. She sent her kids to boarding school and she would travel around the country. And that would be at a time when burlesque was way more taboo.
Yeah.
It was a whole different time period.
Do you
So,
think people are more open to it now, or do you think they're trending more prudish?
I think that people are much more open to it now.
Okay.
We see it in the media, we see movies.
Yeah.
All I
we
hear
songs.
lately is things you can't say. You can't say anything, but you can do everything.
Yeah, basically.
That's how it goes.
Just say it with burlesque instead.
Say it on stage in a tassel.
You can have a full frontal tassel.
All right.
That to go along with your underwear story.
Or you could just have tear off underwear. You just keep ripping them off and ripping them off. People waiting for the last one.
And it's never coming.
And it never comes.
And then it's a great big tassel underwear
Yeah.
set.
Big tassel banana hammock thing.
Why are you guys trying to get me to do this?
Because I think it'd be awesome.
Because I'm not doing it.
All
You'd be
right.
good at
You're
it.
the one who brought up the
Couple
underwear
more
story.
months on the keto diet, and I'll be. You'll see more of me than you want to.
Is that a threat?
So you were a journeyman stagehand, and you called it IATSE?
IATSE.
IATSE 470?
It's International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, moving picture technicians, artists, and allied crafts of the United States and Canada and its territories.
Okay.
IATSE for short. So I became a stagehand in 2000 is when I became a journeyman. And so I've worked on all sorts of rock and roll, country, Broadway. I worked at CBS for a while as a sound engineer.
Wow.
So I got to work on a movie with Johnny Depp and Christian Bale, Public Enemies. So I worked a wardrobe for that.
Awesome.
Wasn't that in Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
when it was filmed in
Milwaukee
Wisconsin.
and-
In Oshkosh, Beaver Dam, all over Columbus.
Anything that comes through Oshkosh, it seems like you're just on top of.
Oh, I know.
That's where it's a home turf.
Did you get to meet Johnny Depp?
No, he was busy. So it's okay. I was just a dresser for.
Molly, don't
Unit
meet your
B.
idols.
I
You
know.
won't be
I'm
happy.
just curious.
I know. I
Molly's
wouldn't have.
got the
It's really friendly.
He's up
porta
there.
potty door open. Hey, let's get wet, Johnny Depp. Come on. Let's make this thing rock. That's her hall pass, big time.
No.
That's awesome.
He's a little old, but I still love him.
I love him too.
Well, we'll get Tom a Johnny Depp mask to wear.
Yeah. Johnny Depp helmet.
No.
You just need one of those
I need a Sweeney
pirate
Todd wig.
wigs. Yeah, and just
something.
put that on.
Sweeney Todd wig.
Go into one of those
Johnny
bathrooms.
Depp's sexiest role.
Edward
What he's
Scissorhand
most
wig. What do
famous
you...
for.
She's always got
With your little
Sweeney
gloves.
Yeah.
I love Sweeney Todd.
Molly did a Sweeney Todd pumpkin. She's
I
like a
did.
very beautiful pumpkin carver.
Oh, that's
It
It's all
cool.
Sweeney Todd, like with razors and like, holy shit, you take too long at carving a pumpkin. Just goofy
Triangle smile.
That's
all I
awesome.
do.
Yeah, I'll take like the entire day and he'll be done in like
2
5
minutes.
minutes.
So I got that you were a sex education teacher.
Oh, yeah. I did. Yeah. Well, I didn't go like to classrooms or anything. I ran a boutique, a women's-centered boutique for a long time.
Oh.
And so I just was a sex educator and did classes, talk to people.
What did you teach them about?
How to pleasure a man.
Whoa,
woman.
We did a how to pleasure a woman class.
It's a lot more mysterious than you think.
It sure
I work
is.
for it.
That's awesome.
First thing you do is you walk in and you declare it's foreplay time. And you're going to enjoy it.
Commence foreplay.
Set the egg timer, no more than 5 minutes.
Yatterhay.
This is what I get to deal with.
And then you ask her which one of the 3 sexual positions she wants. We had that last week. You want doggy style, girl on top, or normal? See, I could teach sex ed.
Yeah, better not.
Oh, and hold on. All right, we're done with foreplay. Moving on. Oh, so when you're not doing burlesque, what do you like to do for fun? The foreplay button got you. That one sent you off. I'm done. Made it to the end.
I can't talk. Oh my gosh, I'm laughing so hard.
It's a wonder we're still on the air.
Yes.
Now, if I told you we actually had a belt like that.
We get all these egg timers.
That would be so awesome. You got to set that
Except
in your
for
room,
5,
like
1
hide
for
it
10,
in a little
1 for
secret
15.
corner. And then once you guys get started, Molly, you're going to reach over in the corner and you're going to like ding it.
Hold it.
And he's going to be like, what? So for fun, I like to go hiking, camping, and I like to do gardening. I'm involved with my son's Boy Scout troop.
Okay.
So where's some
So,
good
we go
campgrounds around
camping.
here? My wife's family loves to camp, and they're always trying to make me do it.
They're just trying to make you do it.
I'm indoorsy.
Oh, okay.
But, okay, are you
Yeah,
one of
you're
the
an
people,
indoor cat.
are you like a roughing it type camper, or are you the, we've
Glamper?
got water and power on our site type camper?
Oh, I can do either or. So for a couple of years, we were going up to Bear Paw, which is up by Mountain, I think it was,
Okay.
Wisconsin. So, and it was just all roughing it.
I
was a lot of
assume
fun.
we're going to rough it, and then I go out with my wife's family, and they've got DVD players and TVs in their tents.
That's
And I'm
not
like,
camping.
this isn't camping.
Yeah.
I got to be miserable, or I'm not going to be happy.
Yeah, you go for a week, you bring 3 pairs of underwear, and you're good to go.
Maybe.
I used to go camping all the time with my family, and this one won't
No.
camp.
Pay money to be homeless. No. Don't do that.
Well, like Susan's family used to own some hunting land. Why don't we go camping there? It'll be free. But they don't have like shower facilities and stuff up there,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Well, we'd
or
go
a pool and a
camping
bingo hall.
in like Indiana, where we have family, and then the grounds that we would go, they also had horse riding and all sorts of other different
You know what-
activities you could do outdoors.
Where in Indiana,
That's cool.
roughly?
Indianapolis, Bedford,
Okay.
Fishers.
Yuck.
This was we were looking for a place because Susan's got a sister in the Boston area. We were looking for some sort of campground kind of like in between. And I was looking at, was it Salt Fork? Indiana was kind of, sort of.
I'll have to look
Doable.
up the name of the place that we stayed because it's a really nice place.
Okay.
They
Yeah, give me that.
got, well, they
You
have,
guys good? You want to do this later?
We're good.
they have campgrounds.
Yeah.
That you can rent, but they also have a hotel that's, in the same.
See, that's how
area.
I want to camp.
In the
At
hotel.
the lodge.
Yeah.
Well, but they've got
I'll
the
be at
lodge
the bar.
there with the pool that you can use if you're camping there as well. And then they've got like a little restaurant, and they've got like the cave tours where you can.
Can
go
you
and-
do a flash burlesque show there? Just show up and start doing one?
At the campground?
Yeah. Or at the cave.
Well, the cave is an underground cave.
I would
It's
assume
like-
there's a lot
it's
more
on a river.
production that goes into it.
No?
A lot of preparation.
Couldn't do a flash mob burlesque show?
Yeah.
They've got
At
an
the
old
cave, though,
school
yeah.
village there too, though. That'd be even better to do.
There you go.
That sounds great.
So where can we see you next? You have Mom-lesque, it's called?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to perform at this show called Burlesque down in Chicago on September 6th. So that evening. Yeah,
That's
I know it's all
At the
moms
Newport
that are in
Theater.
the
Are
It's
you
all
a mother?
moms.
theater. Yeah. Yeah, you've done all your homework. That's awesome.
Are you a
On
mother?
top of it.
I am a mother of 3. I have
Oh,
3 children.
Awesome. How
So,
old? Just out of curiosity.
16. She's going on. She'll be 27
Okay.
next month. Yeah. 16, 14, and 12-year-old.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
6 more years and they're all out the door.
Yeah, they're
You're
they're
home
pretty
free.
cool. They're pretty cool. So yeah, I like being a mom. So
All right. And if people want to see more about you, where can we find you here?
oh, I'm on ellemae.net. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. Elle Mae Fet Life.
Fet Life?
Yeah, in case you need a dominatrix.
Like Boba Fett?
Molly will have all, like Boba Fett? Boba Fett.
To go along with the Chewbacca purse.
Not like Boba Fett.
Let's see. Where else am I on? I don't know. Just different social media sites.
If you're not
So,
looking
yeah.
for you can't find you, right?
Yeah,
Pretty easy to find.
Easy to find, yeah. So
Excellent. All right. Thank you very much.
Well, cool.
Elle Mae. All right. We're going to do a couple wrap up stories here. Katy Perry needs to be stopped. She is getting she-tooed, just like we're trying to keep Molly from getting today. She's in hot water for exposing model
Background
genitals,
dancers or something?
penises. And that was last year. She kissed an American Idol contestant that didn't want to be kissed because he never kissed a girl, and she ran up and
He didn't like it?
he didn't like it.
Boom,
and,
boom.
Did she just kiss
Yeah.
him on the cheek?
Went over
No.
Tom's head.
I got it.
Oh, okay.
I'll let you know when it's funny. I have a built-in system of laughter. And now she's in trouble again for sexual harassment against a TV presenter.
Huh. Who knew?
wow.
So
Huh.
don't go hang out with Katy Perry. She'll pull your cock out.
Go hang out with Katy Perry.
Yeah. Facebook is contracting outside sources to transcribe conversations when you use the Facebook phone calls, but they aren't using it for ad targeting, they say.
What are they
Yeah,
using
right.
it for?
Exactly.
They totally use ad targeting because we can talk about something and a half hour later I've got an ad about it on Facebook.
Absolutely.
Yeah, when
100%.
we were talking about our needing a lawnmower for this house we were going to buy, and Facebook had lawnmowers for sale.
Hey!
Right. In the
So
buy-sell
convenient.
trade, it was
Yeah.
all...
Yeah,
What else can Facebook do for you?
everything.
Give you a chip in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Every
Yep.
time you think about lawn mowing.
Grass is going to be this all. Coca-Cola Cinnamon is coming this holiday season.
What?
Ooh,
No, thank you.
Huh.
along with Cranberry Sprite, which might be good.
Cranberry
Yeah,
Sprite. I
I've
thought
had that
they already
before.
had that.
Yeah, that they have that every
Well,
year.
it's coming back, baby.
Sweet.
Is
Sign
that
me up.
Coca-Cola cinnamon supposed to go along with like the pumpkin spice
Maybe.
thing?
Is it like
Ooh.
red hot cinnamon, like a spicy cinnamon, or is it like...
It's the speed rail where I
Well,
don't.
yeah, there's
there's different kinds of cinnamon.
yeah, there was that
Yeah.
bubble gum that was so cinnamony it was spicy and it like was intense.
Big Red.
Cinnaburst.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Big Red.
So you want it tiger repellent cinnamon.
Well, do you want just a touch of cinnamon, or do you want cinnamon to kick you in the balls?
You want the dominatrix chick with a cinnamon
Well,
stick.
some people like spicy because they like
whip
it.
you with it.
They want the intense.
All right. PSA for people in Alaska. There's a landline phone issue going on in Alaska, and the police are saying, please stop calling 911 to see if your phone still works.
What?
Can't you call like
If you're calling, your phone works.
when we were a kid, we used to call to get like the weather and the time. What was that number?
411?
Was that 411?
I think
411 was info.
You'd
You
call
could
and he'd
call
say,
for the
"It
weather
is
and the
raining
time?"
out, and the time is 9:30."
Yeah.
I never did that.
You never did that? Oh, I
No.
did. I
Yeah.
remember that.
That was before like the internet and shit.
You
where we
didn't
had
have to
nothing
pay
do
for
with
it at a
our lives.
payphone. Yeah, you could do it on a payphone for free.
What's a payphone?
I guess I'm not cool.
Japan is instituting their first robot priest.
Okay.
There you go.
Wow.
Are they like Buddhists?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
How do you program a robot for...
Well, they just sort of sit there.
Did they
and
just
say everything's great?
talk?
I
Just
suppose
give
I
them
could
a
come up with the story.
pre-recorded,
There
like,
wasn't much to
sermon?
it.
Huh. Well, I don't know a whole lot about Buddhism. I know some of the
About
basic
robot priests.
tenets of it, like the notion that everything is on fire, nothing is permanent. So
Mhm.
enjoy it while you have it because it will be gone.
Okay.
So there's that.
I'm just wondering how people would feel taking, like, a sermon or anything from a robot. Like, it's
Do they-
not a person.
Do they do that kind of thing in Buddhism? Or is it just he just sort of sits there and goes, because you could have a robot do that.
All right. I'll look it up, guys.
And now,
400-year-old Japanese temple introduced a robotic priest.
Is he coin operated?
I I imagine that there's
There he
human
is.
priests that are around there too.
Well, tech support.
They couldn't get the police to stop touching children, so they had to create a robot. There it is.
Oh, they sure did. How about that?
Hold on.
Robotic priest. Look at that.
That's creepy.
Huh.
Robots in general just creep me out.
Can robots achieve enlightenment?
Buddhist deity of mercy. It's named Mindar.
I am Mindar.
So, it did start preaching sermons.
Huh.
Yep.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Like on its own through like
Does it
AI?
does it randomly generate sermons? That would be interesting.
I imagine
I
it's
wanna-
got to be programmed. They've got to be
Maybe he's just
programmed.
taking like key phrases and just stringing them together to make really deep sounding things.
Or you can wish to be an adult, like Zoltar. And it'll turn you in. All right. Here's a sad story to end with.
All right.
BronyCon calls it quits after
Why?
9 years. They're done. That's all the My Little Pony.
Yeah.
Enthusiasts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought there were a lot of adults who were into it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So they're not
Yeah,
coming
I think
out.
my ex-husband was like super into
Yeah.
that.
Into My Little Pony?
I know like a lot of veterans and stuff
Yeah.
were into it like counterintuitively, but because it was
Okay.
all about friendship and camaraderie, and that's
Mhm.
in this world of shit, it's nice to have something that is sort of pure to rally behind.
Yeah.
Well, we're expecting double the attendance than last year. 7,000 or 8,000 and 11,000 people showed up. Maybe there's just too many people showing up.
So more people showed up than they expected and they're canceling it?
Yeah,
Wow.
they can't handle it.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, if you can't financially support yourself doing it, if they can't charge enough to justify it,
You think they just
Gotta
find a
rent the
different
hall.
venue?
Is there any show with your daughter that you surprisingly enjoy that you would show up to a convention for?
yeah, there's a lot of great shows that I watch with Helen.
Yeah? What do you watch?
There's a show called Hilda on Netflix that's really good.
Yeah?
We watched the old 90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I have the first season on DVD. She loves that.
Okay.
We watch a lot of Sesame Street, which is okay.
Watching with my nieces, I got laughing pretty hard at SpongeBob back in the day. Babysitting
Yeah,
them.
SpongeBob never did it for me.
Yeah.
No.
SpongeBob's a little more adult humor too.
Yeah,
than
he's
a
targeting
2-year.
the tokers.
Well, yeah. Well, he lives in Bikini Bottom. His Mr. Krabs is his boss.
Yeah, it's not really kids. It's more geared towards
The episode when
like teenagers. I
Gravity
think.
Falls is a really good show.
yeah,
That's on Hulu right now. I'd recommend that to anybody.
All right, we're gonna wrap this one up here. So, Elle Mae, thank you very much for
Oh, thank you for having me.
coming on the show. You
I
gonna
had a
stick
total
around?
blast.
You gonna stick around for some bonus as long as we got you all the way here?
Okay.
all
Sounds
right.
good.
Bonus is gonna be out Friday. Mark, where can everybody find us? All our new listeners.
We are off the rails. He is Tom. I am Mark, and you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and even our website. Key phrase: Off the Rails TM. Email us some fun stories to talk about, or maybe you want to be on the show.
Yeah,
Our
we're always
email
looking
address,
for guests.
offtherailstm@gmail.com. Support the show on Patreon and
Get bonus videos.
Yeah. We are on SoundCloud, YouTube, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, ton of places. See our website for more details.
You shop on Amazon, use our website. We get a kickback. We put everything back in the show. The easiest way to help us out is share the episode. It costs nothing, and it really helps us out. Goes a long way. And Elle Mae, thank you.
Oh, thanks for having
Thank
me,
you.
guys. You guys
We're
were
gonna come.
amazing.
And remember, universe, we're not good enough for you.
Thanks for tuning in.
Did Molly kill my mic?
No.
Oh.
Rails.